I know why. A lot of these types have all this money and all this college education. There's another link. A lot of people seem to lose common sense when they get that degree. In one case of a person on YouTube, Mr. David Sardi, his YouTube channel is D31. The attorney in his area wants to keep him having his gun rights when even a judge has already said there's nothing wrong with him. Doctors have said there's nothing wrong with him. Judges and doctors. Proving him saying, go and watch his videos. I'm not going to go into everything. But he's proven time and time again he's not going to do anything to himself. He's not going to hurt anybody. Yet they want to keep him from having guns. Which ties into another link. Common sense says he's no danger. And you have all these college-educated types being senators, being lawmakers. These types want to ban guns or put further restrictions on guns or say you can't have a gun because of how it looks. Wake up. Whether a gun has a pistol grip or just a standard grip. Whether a gun has 7 rounds in a magazine or a fully loaded magazine, 15 rounds, 19 rounds. It's not the gun. The gun does not cause you to do bad things. I've owned a gun for years. I have lived around guns pretty much all my life. And I don't know of anybody that's committed a murder. Not with anything. So, what's with this nonsense about denying Mr. Sardi his gun rights? The problem is the persecuting attorney, yes, persecuting attorney, has a beef because Mr. Sardi has the nerve to speak his mind against gays. Let me tell you something. Mr. Sardi is an American. He is entitled to voice his beliefs. He's not telling gays that they can't do what they do. Frankly, I agree with his views. I don't agree with religion, but I agree with his views. So, you don't like that? Tough. Deal with it. Get over it. This is America. A person can have their own views and express them without their rights being infringed. Or do you not get that? That goes right back to the common sense issue. Since when do your rights override anyone else's? Mine, Mr. Sardi's? They don't. So why should you liberals out there get special treatment? You shouldn't. None whatsoever. Plus, think about this. The man runs a farm. They are varmints. He has had to deal with varmints attacking his chickens, I think. Do you think for 1 minute that, let's say, something gets into his goats? A coyote. Let's say a coyote is attacking the man's goats or his chickens. He has no guns. What's he supposed to do? Let's see how long it takes for this to happen. Okay, I see a coyote or something. Hello, 911 or close enough friend or neighbor down the street. There's a coyote here attacking my varmints. Varmints, well, goats or whatever. You get the idea. I need you to come over here with the shotgun. Grab the shells, come over here. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. How long does it take to get there? There's a chance the neighbor could be there in minutes. Take a few minutes to go and get their shotgun. Maybe it's a 12 gauge. Throw a few rounds in it and respond. In that time that it took to just make a phone call, what happened? A part of his livestock is dead. Why? Because you, the persecuting attorney, wants to vindictively deny him his gun rights, knowing he does not have the financial resources to appeal a decision in his favor. You're going to basically tie his arms down and mercilessly pummel him, wasting taxpayer dollars to fund your personal agenda. Because of what? A difference in ideology? It's no wonder I give up on religion. It's no wonder anybody gives up on religion. He said this, one is some type of Christian, has some other denomination. I don't remember what the denomination was. So with Christians like that, who needs religion? Someone like that can't even think. That college degree wiped out common sense, obviously, because the man needs firearms for his farm. A man needs on his farm at least one rifle, one shotgun. You can't do everything with just a shotgun. Sometimes you need greater precision. Sometimes you don't. But you do need something. You do need something. And this man, which anybody who sees things with common sense, knows that at what had to be the worst time of his life, he did not go to kill himself. And that's what I guess they're basing things on, trying to deny him his gun rights, or maybe they say he poisoned food. You know what? If he did, it's his food that he wouldn't touch anyway. And who says it's really poisoned? Do you know the best deterrent in the world? The thing that makes a thief afraid. If I was a thief and I was sneaking around his farm and I would see food in a, let's say, crap hits the fan scenario, I see the word poison, I'm leaving it alone. And it may be perfectly fine. No poison at all. But do I know that? No. So there it's, in Japanese terminology, it's called an atame, a strike or technique designed to divert attention so another will work. In this case, it's something to make a thief reconsider. Is it poison? Is it not? A better term is Russian roulette. And it's the most passive form you need. It's perfectly functional, I think. Who wants to get poisoned? And the man cannot run away. He's got a bad back. He's overweight. Mr. Sardi, no offense. Got probably bad knees. Let's say, even without a crap hits the fan scenario, someone starts kicking down his door. He starts calling 911. When seconds count, police are minutes, if you're lucky, away. So what's he supposed to do? Grab a rolling pin? No. If common sense had taken place and the man was giving back his guns, he'd grab his shotgun or his handgun and respond to the threat. Maybe he'd fire, maybe he wouldn't. All depends on the situation at hand. And the man is ex-military. He served his country, and this is the thanks he gets. Think about it. To move along, another link. Crime-ridden areas like Chicago, New York, lots of places that have high crime rates. The people do nothing about it. Their own communities, and they do nothing about it. I can understand perfectly being afraid. You have gangs. You don't want to get killed. I understand that. But at the same time, it's your community. You can take it back. Even if it's just educating your kids about gangs, and drugs, and I hate to say this word while talking about kids, but sex, specifically abstinence. Give them something to be proud of. If you're scrubbing toilets, there's nothing wrong with that. It's honest work. So let them feel pride that you do honest work. See, drugs, gangs, abstinence, that's a better word. Self-respect. Education. These things can help crack down on gangs. If that's all you can do, then by all means, please. But I'm not telling people to do this, but I am saying what I think might help. What you do is strictly your decision. I have no responsibility in it. You could gather somewhere safe and discuss things. Decide to form a posse. Someone that can, I'm not going to say shoot the gang members, but obviously you're going to protect yourself with whatever means you deem necessary if you were to do this. Basically, deal with your own problems. You got varmints, 4-legged or 2, you got to deal with them. And I'm not saying to do this, but I'm saying if you were to do this, there's a movie that's kind of hard to take seriously, but it does give a reasonably good example. It's the movie Meteor Man at the end. Because in this case, well, I guess it's one street gang on the rooftops comes to help Meteor Man. One man cannot do it all. And helps to take down, I think they're called the Golden Lords. Everybody on the rooftop has their guns. They're trained right on the bad guys. They are not firing. Let me stress that. There are no gunshots. At least not from the gangs, I think. The gunshots come from the bad guys. But fear of being shot in the movie, and I get that it's comparing apples to oranges, fantasy and reality, but it does give a message of taking care of your own backyard. If I see a coyote attacking our cats or our dog out here, do you think for 1 minute I'm going to just sit there, cower in fear, call the sheriff? I'm going to grab my shotgun? I would hate to kill anything, but I would kill the coyote or the raccoon. If a meth head starts walking around here, I'm not saying I'm going to shoot the meth head, but I am saying I'll be ready to defend my home. That's all I'm saying you need to do. Take care of your own backyard. Affected citizens arrest if you can. Form a posse. There's a resource you might be interested in. I am not affiliated with this in any way. I'll put a link right here, somewhere around here, for Information Unlimited. They have high-tech devices. You can make your own repulsor type things, not Iron Man type things. No. Uses sound waves. They're actual devices. It's a passive form of defense. You aim it at the threat gets really sick in the stomach, and you don't have to shoot anything. Maybe it will help. I think if you can invest a few bucks in some passive technology, you might be able to save some lives. clean up your area, deal with those street gangs. Clean up your backyards. Show some pride in your community. That's a link. We have no pride in our communities anymore. To move along, the next link. Speaking the language of the country you're in. I would never go to Russia at all, because I don't speak Russian, and I just have no interest in it. But example, my mom, when she worked at a hospital in Texas, there were some nurses there that, I'm not making this as a racial comment because I don't do racism, but these were from, I can't think of the nation at the time. If I remember, I'll say what that location they came from was. But they would stand around not doing their job, these particular nurses, not a race thing, but these ones were lazy, and talking in Spanish, I think, whatever it was. It might have been Puerto Rican. Anyway, my mom, after seeing them stand around, not doing their job, not taking care of their patients, and talking in whatever that language was, the language is kind of a straw that broke the camel's back for her. She walked up to him and said, "Hey, my country, my language." No, she did not get fired for that. Her time came up to leave. It was a 2-year assignment. Fortunately, she was able to get out of it earlier. And this hospital was really bad. Very poor management, which is another link. Places not taking pride in their own establishment. Employees lacking off on things. Not all employees, but there are places where they are bringing things down. This hospital does not walk their patients, so they don't have a faster recovery. There's a lot of them, if I understand it right, they ended up right back in the hospital. I mean the patients. Care was dirt poor. And when my mom was a patient in that hospital, frankly, I was afraid for her life. One of the student nurses didn't even wear gloves to give her an IV. Even I know. I was in health services in high school. Rule 1 or 2 or whatever, treat all patients like they are infected, just like you treat all guns like they're loaded. I have no words to describe that. And I've also mentioned Kroger's and how crappy they treated me. Walmart is no better. There we have it, folks. The links to the chains that bind and sink us. Have I given you something to think about? Let me know. Got something to say? Remember my rules from the last video, because I will uphold them. Nothing supporting socialism or communism. It's useless to try to talk to a socialist or a communist, because if they love it that bad, you can't make them think. They're heck bent on saying, oh, it's not that bad, it's supposed to be this great system. No. You can have your socialism, your communism. Plenty of countries out there have it. Take a pick, move there, renounce your citizenship. As discussed by Mr. Wild Bill for America in his Renounce Your Citizenship Program video. If you want it that bad, by all means, please, go ahead, find a country and pack up and move there. Because here in America, we love our freedom, and we're not giving it up for anything. Not our gun rights, not any rights. I'm feral big dog. y'all, except for that persecuting attorney, except for that one, y'all have a nice day now.